next up at UFC Atlanta, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Rose Namajunas taking on Miranda Maverick. Rose Namajunas, 13-7 in her career, only 2-3 in her last 5. She is coming off that decision loss to Erin Blanchfield. She's taking on Miranda Maverick, 15-5 in her career, 4-1. Oh boy. 4-1 in her last 5. She is riding a 4-fight win streak, and this is a pretty interesting matchup because Rose Namajunas is the former champion of the world at one weight class below this. So she's moved up in weight to try to repeat that success. And even at this weight class, she has had a good amount of success. The only 2 losses at this weight class are to the current world champion and the last world champion challenger, who basically had a, no, Erin Blanchfield was not the current world champion. She's coming off the loss to the last world championship challenger and potentially the next world championship challenger. Rose Namajunas is a very good fighter. She's a phenomenal striker. She's got great body movement. She's got incredible footwork. She's got wrestling. She's got jiu-jitsu. She's pretty much good everywhere. The only fights she's lost at this weight class were quite literally because she was too small to hang. She's taking on Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick is a weight bully wrestler. She'll come forward, she'll get the striking going, and then immediately look to wrestle.
Show the pickles.
I do have the pickle jar. I'll do it when you talk. It's all the way over there. Is it over there? Yeah, I'll do it when you talk. Miranda Maverick is a weight bully wrestler. If she can get the takedown, she can have some success. She struggled in her last fight with takedowns against the cage, but in the center of the octagon, she got it done. Miranda Maverick is tough. She is gritty. She will grind. But this is a very tough fight for her. This is by far the best fighter she has ever fought. Rose Namajunas, if she is dialed in, which I should expect that she is an unbelievable fighter. The issue, though, is she's quite small. Rose Namajunas is moving up in weight. She wasn't big for her original weight class. And now at this weight class, we've seen the size be somewhat problematic for her. Easy math may say, well, Erin Blanchfield was able to take Rose down a couple of times, but just go back 1 fight before that or 2 fights before that. Whenever the Tracy Cortez fight was, she struggled to take Rose down. Rose danced around, had great footwork, dotted her face up, was the much better striker, and it showed. I think this is more of the same. I think Rose's footwork is going to be the difference between winning and losing here. Yeah, I mean, Miranda is tiny considering that this isn't even Rose's weight class, but she's jacked. So the difference in size there is just sheer thickness. Rose Namajunas should use the footwork, the jab, the overall better striking to win this fight. If Miranda's trying to shoot takedowns, Rose is experienced enough to back herself all the way up to the cage and defend there. So Rose is going to be the pick. I think she gets it done. And we've seen these odds yo-yo a bit. You see it's minus 245 right now, which is obviously wider than the current odds, but it was even wider just a few days ago. So it's tightening back up a little bit. Jacob, what do you think about this fight?
Yeah, I mean, you have to ask yourself, is Miranda Maverick better than Tracy Cortez? Is she better than Erin Blanchfield? I was all over Erin Blanchfield in that going into that Rose fight, but I said, you just guys got to wait. You just got to wait. She's going to weather the storm, and she's going to start picking up the momentum, and that's exactly what happened. I literally was live streaming that fight, and after the first round, after the second round, people were fucking clowning me. Like, what about? And I just sat there. I said, just wait, guys. You're going to see. Because I knew that Erin Blanchfield could turn on that pace, just keep that fucking momentum going, and eventually get a couple takedowns and just wear down Rose in a 5-round fight. This isn't a 5-round fight. If that fight was 3 rounds, Rose would have won the fight. She won the first 2 rounds. Tracy Cortez fight, Rose knocks down Tracy Cortez in the first round, takes Tracy Cortez down 5 times in that fight, out-grapples, out-wrestles the other wrestler. Miranda Maverick has lost to every single person that actually has a decent pulse. I mean, she lost to Macy Barber. She lost to Erin Blanchfield. She lost to Jasmine Jasdavicius. She beats a Priscilla. She beats an Andrea Lee. She beat a short-notice Deanna Barbosa. And then, a back and forth with Jamey-Lyn Horth where she was getting out-grappled as well. This is a monster step up in competition for a girl like Miranda Maverick, who really hasn't shown much improvements in the striking, hasn't really shown much improvements in the wrestling to be able to go get takedowns when she needs them. She can get out wrestled. If I was Rose, I don't think it's going to happen. I would set the fucking tone and get your own takedown in the first minute. And then that sets up all the striking because now Miranda's like, holy fuck, what the fuck is going on here? I believe Rose kind of walks through her in this fight. Could find a finish. I don't know if she will kind of sit on a shot like that. She dropped Tracy Cortez. And Miranda's a tough girl. I don't want to, this. Miranda is a very solid fighter. She can be somebody in this division. She's still young. She's doing all that stuff. Rose is a former 2-time champ, whatever it was. It's just a major step up in competition. I mean, Rose is a way better striker. She can handle herself in the grappling against Miranda. I love Rose in this spot. I bet Rose. And that's somebody who has picked against Rose a few times. I had Amanda Demopoulos against Rose, who had some success with the wrestling and stuff as well.
Not really wrestling, throws.
Sure.
Like it's harder to defend a throw. It's harder to defend a throw.
Wrestling her as well on the ground.
Well, it was judo. It's harder to defend.
They went to the ground
throw.
and she was out wrestling her. That's what wrestling is, Angelo.
It's grappling once it hits the ground.
Okay. Had her a little seatbelt.
Grappling.
Okay. Why don't you stick a thumb up your ass and let me know how that feels?
I imagine it doesn't feel very good. Especially these thumbs. My point there was to almost reinforce yours. Amanda had some success because Amanda come blitzing in and then toss her with a headlock, where Miranda's going to shoot a traditional takedown, which is much easier to defend
and not
than worrying about the strikes and a headlock at the same time.
Bet Sam's in the chat. He picked Miranda. I have no idea what he sees in because it's not like she's not going to wear down Rose. It's not a 5-round fight where Rose is going to slow down. She's not the better striker. You think Miranda Maverick's going to just take down Rose left and right? Nobody really does that.
I don't think so. But listen, Bet Sam, it's hard to criticize him because he had a phenomenal week last week and he wins way more than he loses. But every now and then he gets on some weird dogs. Who did he pick? What was his dog last week? It was against the safety parlay. He picked Ribeiro, who had quite literally zero success whatsoever. But Bet Sam was up 4 freaking units last weekend. So sometimes he's got those reads. I'm on your side. Jacob and I are both on Rose Namajunas. $9,100 in DraftKings Fantasy? No, absolutely not. No. She's not going to finish Miranda. What she's going to do is avoid the takedowns, have more success striking. We are in the striking doesn't matter era. And obviously this fight's in Atlanta. Anytime you leave Vegas, you don't know what you're going to get. But wrestling doesn't matter anymore. Nobody gives a shit about it. It means nothing. You can get takedowns. Doesn't matter. If Rose is just winning some striking exchanges and defending some takedowns, that's the only thing judges care about anymore. Therefore, I think she wins. Not going to spend the $9,100 in DraftKings Fantasy, but hey, you want to check out every single Bet Sam bet? I just mentioned how well he did last weekend. Up 4 units last weekend, dominated before. I mean, the streak he's on, and maybe it's not a literal streak of 10 in a row, but the streak he's on of 8 insanely profitable weeks of the last 10, something like that, can't go wrong. WeWantPicks.com, click become a member, use Bet Sam's code, support him. Everything is on the website. We do have a $5 super chat from Let me know. Angelo, the type of guy to go back in the school lunch line and ask for seconds. First of all, you pay for school lunch, okay? So you're not asking for seconds. You're buying more food, okay? And I didn't buy lunch growing up. My mommy made me lunch. And then my dad had to tell her, stop giving that fat fuck 2 sandwiches. He's getting too much food. So then she only sent me to school with 1 sandwich. And it sucked.